My older son has always been a fan of roller coasters. I accompanied him many times on the tiny train at Dutch Wonderland that dips and loops twice around a winding, hilly track, and on the giant spoked disc that twirls riders like a blender, first forward, then backward, and in the oversized, dizzying teacups that spin in place while also orbiting around and around a metal platform. These toddler rides quickly gave way to taller and faster rides. As my son eagerly upgraded his amusement park adventures, my roller coaster chaperone responsibilities became increasingly challenging. Unlike my adrenaline-loving son, I've found that my threshold for roller coaster-induced thrills is relatively low. The spinning, whirling amusements that filled him with elation brought real terror to me. The ride would malfunction, I worried. We'll fly from our seats because the so-called safety bar was a full yard away from our waists, I fretted. During each ride, I gripped the safety bar with one sweaty palm and my son with the other, and began reciting a prayer for protection. My son was as light and free as Piggy from the much-loved Elephant and Piggy books, while I was forever the hand-wringing elephant, Gerald. Based on appearances, no one would have guessed I was terrified, in part because my anxiousness was transmuted into uneasy smiling, nervous chatter, and jittery laughter. And I felt a tiny bit of a thrill, didn't I? It was exciting to step into a ride, wasn't it? The answer was yes. My dread was also soothed by my son's giddy enthusiasm. From a young age, his glee was unmistakable, infectious. The highlight of each ride was watching his experience of it unfold. In one of our favorite family videos, my husband captured a close-up of our son's face as the toddler train began its quickening tempo of tick-ticks along the tracks. The wind begins to ruffle my son's hair as he turns with wide eyes and a jubilant smile toward my husband. In his barely 3-year-old voice, he inquires very loudly, "Are you scared, Daddy?" I can tell my husband is grinning when he replies, "Yeah, a little bit. How about you?" In response, our son declares boldly and confidently, "We are gonna not fall out, Daddy. We are gonna not fall out." His face is beaming, his eyes brimming with anticipation. Hearing my child parrot my words back to me can sometimes be disconcerting. Now that my son is a preteen, for example, he takes great satisfaction in preaching when I ask him to bring me something from across the room. "Mom, you really need to take responsibility for your stuff, you know." In the video clip, my son's face, like mine, doesn't show any outward signs of fear. But I wonder, did a flicker of worry or concern prompt him to check on my husband as the toddler train began to pick up speed? Did his emphatic gesture of comfort, "We are gonna not fall out," help to snuff out a spark of fear inside himself? I carry his gesture with me in the strange new world we are navigating. When my husband and I see fellow shoppers piling toilet paper and bottled water into their carts, and my stomach begins to knot, I find myself breathing my son's words. When the nightly news conjures dizzying calculations of cases and losses, and I squeeze my son and his younger brother more tightly. When I confront the empty bread and milk shelves and scramble to arrange a grocery delivery service for my asthmatic mother. When tensions run high between my older son and his younger brother over what seems petty or trivial, and I offer them extra hugs and a bike ride instead of a scolding. As I watch the red blotches on a real-time map grow in size and number. When I reach for the safety bar that will secure us through this part of the ride and can't seem to find one. When I think of all of us, family, friends, neighbors, my fellow hand sanitizer seeking, toilet paper stockpiling, news ticker obsessing humans. I hold you as close as social distancing will permit, through this passage of time that feels both very slow and very fast, and extend to you a child's words, like an incantation, an exhortation. We are gonna not fall out. We are gonna not fall out.